What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Caleb Plant. Mr. Sweet Hands reacted to Canelo Alvarez stopping Billy Joe Saunders, and this is what he had to say. Now, he said that you cannot break a poor man's chin. That's Warrior's code. There are things I fear, but I put it on my last breath and soul that men aren't one of them. Let me counterpunch. What Caleb Plant is saying is that he'll never surrender like Billy Joe Saunders did. That's what he's saying. That's a Warrior's code. You can't break a poor man's chin, meaning there's nothing you can do in the ring that'll make him quit. There's nothing you can do in the ring that'll stop him from fighting to the last bell if he doesn't stop you first. There is nothing that he won't put his heart and last breath on that will beat him. So he's saying no man will be able to do those things, break a poor man's chin. So, I've seen the fake news out there. Caleb Plant, he wasn't there last night, okay? He didn't get an interview. That was, the interviews that you see was him from another fight, okay? So that's that. This is his current or recent posting about the whole ordeal. And I think that was a little bit I know it was a lot to throw shade on Billy Joe Saunders on the way Billy Joe Saunders decided to quit, okay? Now, let me counterpunch. I always believe if you haven't wore that jacket, don't complain on or don't talk about how hot it is, how cold it is, how comfortable it is, how tight it is, how big it is. You haven't wore that jacket. Okay? A lot of people had a lot to say about Billy Joe Saunders. Again, like I said, people, I wasn't in there. I didn't get my face and my eye bashed in by Canelo. Okay, I didn't, I'm not Billy Joe. I'm not Daniel Dubois. I'm not Kell Brook. I'm not Antonio Margarito. Those are the four people that I know have had eye injuries, okay, that I can think off the right top of my head. And then they all made decisions based on how they thought or felt about how important it was to continue or to stop. Whatever that was, they were different decisions, different times, different crimes, okay? And I just think, if you've been in there, the only people that really can say anything about Billy Joe are the people that already had that type of injury. I remember Carl Froch, commenting on, hey, I've had many injuries, but orbital bone isn't one of them. Now we've learned that the man has had like several fractures in that eye. Look, it's the sport that I love that I hate so much. Absolutely. But understand something. This is not a game. This is a gladiator, full contact sport. This sport will end your life. God bless the dead for the fighters that passed in the ring or after the ring or result of the ring. Okay? So, a lot of people give Billy Joe slack. And, of course, people are going to poke at Billy Joe. But Billy Joe poked at others. So you have to keep it real. But understand, don't be like Billy Joe. But now Billy Joe, he knows. Joe knows. He knows that, hey, I know what it's like to be in a fight and to sustain an injury that causes me to stop the fight with 4 rounds left. He knows what that's like now. And it's all about learning. It's all about learning and experiencing certain things. I just want to know what his statement and comment or afterthoughts are after making that decision, him and his coach, for stopping the fight. But according to Caleb Plant, back to him, says, hey, you can't break a poor man's chin. So obviously he's saying Billy Joe wasn't poor, right? And he didn't say it in a way that you had to think about what he's saying. Right? But there are things that I fear, that I put it on my last breath and soul, that men aren't one of them. So he's never saying, he's saying that he'll never be like Billy Joe. He'll never quit. So basically, he's saying Billy Joe is a quitter. But anyway, the next fight that Canelo wants, according to Eddie Hearn, according to Canelo himself, is Caleb Plant. So we'll see. Hopefully this doesn't happen to Caleb Plant. I'm not wishing anything on him, but I would like to know how this fight would edge out, and that's the fight that we can look forward to coming in September. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Caleb Plant making his statement, reacting to the defeat of Billy Joe Saunders. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.